Plastic. It looks totally harmless on our supermarket shelves. It protects our food and it makes it quicker and easier to do our shopping. You can just throw things into your basket without even thinking about it. But that's part of the problem. The packaging that surrounds our food isn't always what we're thinking about when we're wandering around the aisles, and neither is the damage it might be causing to the planet. However, scientists like Professor Tom Blenkinsop at Cardiff University say we should be more cautious. Firstly, what's so wrong with non-recyclable plastics?
Non-recyclable plastics are an immense environmental and health hazard. They are also eventually, many of them I think are broken down into microplastics, which have got terrible effects because they get into virtually all of the food chain. They are ultimately a very bad thing.
Obviously there's still so much non-recyclable plastic sold in supermarkets, so what do you think should be done in terms of legislation to prevent this?
There's obviously a huge potential just to simply cut them out by legislating that they should not be used where there are viable alternatives, which there are in very many cases. Another thing I would really like to see is probably a legislative pressure to allow people to actually visit supermarkets with their own containers and simply avoid packaging altogether. I think that could be done tremendously easily, and it's just amazing to me that this is not just widely available.
I did my own experiment and found that only a third of the items I bought had completely recyclable packaging. The rest was either not recyclable at all or had elements in that couldn't be recycled. For instance, this box is completely recyclable, but the plastic film inside was not. This was the case for loads of different items, and as someone who's conscious about their impact on the planet, I wanted to find out what I could do to make a difference. So I went to the Swansea Environment Centre to do just this.
So, I mean, one of the most powerful things you can do to reduce your plastic is to vote with your wallet, and that means to go to places that don't use those plastics. There's lots of options to use refill shops, or you can shop in local markets where produce is loose, and then you can get just what you need as well, which is helpful for food waste.
Chris showed me around and told me how places such as these can help people to make a more positive impact.
So we sell a variety of plastic-free products, plastic-free toothbrushes and toothpaste and stuff like that. But as well as that, we have a huge refill station. What's really good about refilling is you can just use the same packaging again and again and again, instead of buying a new bottle each time, which will either go to landfill or be recycled.
Yeah, could you do the same sort of thing then with things like pasta and flour?
Yeah, so there's lots of refill shops in Swansea where you can just refill pasta by the weight, flour, dry goods, grains. We have some stuff here which isn't refill, but it comes in plastic-free packaging like that. But the refill movement's really growing. There's 4 shops in Swansea that offer it now. And it can be a better for the environment as well, because you're just buying exactly what you need. You're not buying extra waste. You're not sort of forced to buy bulk that you don't need and it's going to sit in the back of the cupboard for ages.
This is hopefully something that will take off around the UK, stopping beautiful places like this from being full of plastic pollution like this. But for now, the best thing we can do is to be more environmentally responsible. We need to be aware of the waste that we're making and to only buy recyclable plastics if we can, and even then to dispose them in the right ways. It might seem like a small step, but it's a small step in the right direction.